I'm not gonna smut your rep, but ultimately, so the thing is, I really just want to get to the root of it. So it's like, what in your mind, you know what I mean, or in your action or whatever the case may be, just makes you detach from, you know, certain things that would normally solicit an emotional response from, you know, the average person.
Yeah, so I think it's again, like, you know, I always think about the idea of nature versus nurture, and I can only land on this particular conversation where I'm more so on the nature side, where more so like my dad in this regard, where like tens to twos, many things aren't tens to us. So I just how I am. Unfortunately, sometimes it's hard for me to be able to like process the information someone's trying to convey 10 type of information to me if I just don't deem it that deep to me. Yeah. However, of course, just being a grown-ass man, just understanding, just talk about the relationship aspect of it, just being a grown-ass man, just understanding women, shit like that, like, cool, like, all right, like, what? And again, I'm also duty-bound. I'm just a duty-bound person, so it's like, all right, cool, like, if this what you care about, this what you want to do, whatever, as long as you approach me in the right way, as long as you're just fucking losing your fucking mind, whatever, all right, cool, I'll get this done, we'll work on it, whatever. Like, and also feel like what keeps me balanced and being able to have good relationships and not be some fucking sociopath is I'll just have good intentions though. Yeah. I feel like even though I may not have the best empathy balance of things, whatever, I'm also just not an asshole. I have good intentions with everybody I know, whatever. So even if I may just be and not have the same emotional compatibility or, you know, inclinations with people to connect in certain ways, it's kind of just like, that's your business, but cool. I'm never going to dismiss your emotions if I care about you, whatever, but I don't really be on the same level as that. So I think I just how I naturally am. And back to who I'm also big on hypocrisy. I also just automatically default function, look at shit of just like, would I care about that? Why I go about it that way? So if you going by it that way to me, I just like brain shut down mode. Like, yeah.
So do you think you got the capacity to view things from someone else's perspective authentically?
Yes.
So what did that process look like for you?
So the process looks like to me, so let's say I did something wrong. If you say, so if I actually went through a situation on my job recently where I did something to like try to make the situation better and corporate always gonna be a corporate asshole, you know, shit like that, whatever. So I kind of stepped into mediate situation, whatever, but they ain't like one part of the situation I did, whatever. So when they was responding to me, I was like, no, I totally understand how you see it from your way. Like I see how from your vantage point, this looks like this. But all I can tell you is the reason why I did it, and this how I meant it, the intention. So I can see things from other people's sides. But so the first part is I can see it from your side. So I get it. I see things from multiple perspectives all the time, whatever. But then how you go about it, though, Tim, that's where you lose me. So whether you just going at me crazy, whatever, or snapping out, or just being super emotional or hyper dramatic about it, I'm just like, okay, but you want that? Yeah, okay. Like the way you said, it, I didn't really like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Why? Like I didn't mean it that way. And I feel like most things, because they aren't that deep to me, we can just discuss it, talk about it, and then just kind of move on. But then once it's like more than that, that's when now I get to the mode of like, well, I don't really give a fuck then.
Yeah, so I don't think that. To what I'm saying, right? I think that cool. I understood. Everything you're saying makes logical sense, but I'm not sure if you understand what I mean when I say see it authentically from that perspective. I'm talking about it will require you to almost embody the emotions that they feel.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you still at the end of it saying you don't really give a fuck, you never gave a fuck to begin with.
No, if it go to a certain point.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if at any point.
Okay, fair. Okay,
if at any point you can arrive at I don't really give a fuck, that's the whole. Them telling us to, you know, the black community get over slavery and, you know, black people want reparations conversation in a nutshell, because it's like, yeah, we get it. I understand. I would feel that way, but you don't really feel that way because you're not even really attaching you have to think about if you were them and it was something that was a 10 to you, not the 10 that's presented, but the 10 that's for you, you're 10 and somebody doing it to you, and how you would feel. And then you apply the logic of everything else, their approach, because you're like, okay, if a 10 to me is I buy myself a bag of chips, I know it's just chips. To somebody else, it might not be that big a deal, but I don't eat chips as much. I had a chip addiction, as you admitted. You had a chip addiction.
I have a problem.
And you had this bag of chips that you ate. You come home completely empty, no crumb, no nothing. Your daughter got chips all in her hand. Your girl
get the belt.
So, but. Everybody in the house is looking at you like you crazy. You know, I don't want to use that word. Looking at you like you're, you know, overreacting because you like, yo, I was really looking forward to that. You know, and they just like, oh, it's not that deep. I can go get you some more chips.
Right.
It don't matter that you can replace it. It matters that you even thought to do it. So when you associate how you would feel and whatever you did, then you can see why they feel that way.
Right.
Now, the approach is the logical, mature thing. That's where it comes like, listen, I understand how you, because you said, I understand how you can view it that way. No. Empathy is, I understand how you can feel that way. Because now I'm not just talking about your perspective. I'm talking about how you feel about your perspective. Like, it's like when somebody say, yeah, y'all young boys out here causing destruction for senseless violence. But to him, it's a purpose because he loved the person that was harmed, and he felt like it was his duty to avenge or protect. And even if the person up here still feel like it's senseless, to this person, it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you think about it, it's like, to me, it is a 2. But to them, it's a 10. Let me understand the 10. And in my approach, when I'm delivering my feedback or whatever the case may be, I'm acknowledging their 10. And I'm staying there while bringing them down to a 2.
I received that, and we touched on it before, and I will admit that I do not see things from other people's perspectives authentically.
Yeah.
I do not do that because my brain can't see, because my brain literally looks at, I have a scale of things and everything in life. And certain things I'm gonna give a fuck who's saying it, how you describing it. This shit is not a 10. So there's nothing you can say or do to me to make me say, all right, this is a 10 to you. So I'm gonna approach it in that manner. We're gonna, like, everything you said is facts and valid. I totally get it, but I can admit I can't do that, at least to this day.
Right now.
Yeah, so,
that's the first step is awareness.
Yeah, that's the work.
Yeah.
But
we make it aware.
So
we
up until
aware.
today, I'm gonna just say, I feel like what keeps me from not just being a sociopath is like, all right, in my brain, this is not a 10. This is not a 10. But it's like, all right, cool. Like, all right, let's say I eat her chips. All right, I eat your chips. Like, want to go to the store real quick? I'll go to the store. Like, and I feel like I don't try to go my way to just be like an asshole. If like everything you're saying don't matter, so like, I'll fix it. Like, I'll try to go in solution mode.
So how would you feel if something meant something to you and your partner, your fiance, continuously just said, "I'll fix it"? At some point, you're like, I would just rather you not do it.
For sure, but
fix it.
But no woman fixes things. Like, they literally just like keep doing the same shit over and over again. Like,
but to you,
that's like how I feel every single day. Women don't fix shit.
But so you know how you feel.
For sure.
So eventually you accepted that that's just what it is.
Right.
But for somebody who hasn't arrived at that point, instead of you saying, "Oh, I'll just fix it," how about just not do it?
That's fair.
So, but only way you cannot do it is if you understand. So it's like, and again, this comes from a lot of self-work. This is hundreds of books. This is thousands of hours of personal development, hundreds of hours in therapy and stuff like that. So it's not like this is like an overnight process. Yeah. But we starting the process by
and it's important to have conversations because anybody to hear and listen.
100%. Like, because again, a lot of people may be where you are trying to get to where I'm at in terms of personal development in these areas.
And or they could be where I'm at and be like, yo, like, I feel hurt. Like, that's, he's speaking to me and like,
I don't give a fuck what the
Wolf, he making points, but like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm still keeping it. I'm staying where I'm at.
Yeah, so, you know.
But 100%, yeah. But I just feel like just try exercise to do that. Like, what I have to do is I ask myself, if this were me, what would it take to get me this mad? And when I get that thought in my head, I can attach to the emotion. Like, okay, I can see how you feel and I can understand why you feel that way. But, then I apply whatever you're saying or whatever. And I'm not saying but to offset what I said before. I'm just saying, like, in addition to that, okay, this is how we approach it. And then I'll even ask, like, well, how do you suppose I approach it? Like, what would be better for you? Because now I'm thinking about how you feel. It's like, all right, well, I can't give you the answer that's in your mind. So I'm going to ask you. Then you might say, yo, I don't like how you said that. So instead of me trying to explain what I meant by what I said, I'm going to ask, well, how do you prefer I go about it?
Right.
Like, what would have been a better approach for me to take when dealing with you? Because now I'll know moving forward for it not to happen again. And you know what happened? You feel heard. You feel validated. You feel understood. And you feel like the next time if it happened, it has to be intentional. Or it's a subconscious habit that I have to work through. But you know that it's not one of them things where we not in alignment with what happened.
And working on it.
You know what I mean?